Welcome back to my movie review series. Today, I'll be doing the review on the 2020 Paramount and SEGA movie, and this one is Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, imagine having a real hedgehog from a video game franchise of SEGA saving the city from being invaded by Drive, Robotnik. The movie is based on the Sonic the Hedgehog video game franchise from SEGA. The movie was released on Valentine's Day in 2020. Like, imagine seeing a movie related to video games instead of a stupid romance movie. The movie is airing on Nickelodeon, originally streamed on Hulu and its beta on Disney+, and streaming on Paramount+, Netflix, and Amazon Prime Video. Now, basically, what is the plot of the movie? On a distant planet, Sonic, a young anthropomorphic blue hedgehog who can run at supersonic speed, is unexpectedly attacked by an echidna tribe. His guardian, an anthropomorphic owl named Naka, gives him a bag of golden rings that open portals to distant locations. She uses one to send him to Earth while she stays behind to hold off the echidnas, leaving Sonic alone. 10 years later, a teenage Sonic enjoys a secret life in a cavern under the rural town of Green Hills, Montana, but longs to make friends. He idolizes the local sheriff Tom Vahovsky and his wife Maddie, unaware that the pair are planning to relocate to San Francisco as Tom plans to accept a job at the SFPD. One night, Sonic grows upset over his loneliness while playing baseball alone and, while running at unusually high speeds, accidentally triggers an electromagnetic pulse that causes a massive power outage across the Pacific Northwest. The U.S. Department of Defense reluctantly enlists the services of eccentric roboticist and scientific genius Dr. Robotnik to determine the cause of the outage. Realizing his cover has been blown, Sonic reluctantly plans to leave Earth for a different planet only containing mushrooms and fungi. As Sonic prepares to leave, Tom discovers him in his shed and tranquilizes him. Upon reading the writing on Tom's shirt, Sonic accidentally opens a portal to San Francisco and drops his bag of rings through the portal to the Transamerica Pyramid's roof before passing out. After Sonic recovers, Tom hesitantly agrees to help him and the two flee when confronted by Robotnik, who falsely labels Tom a domestic terrorist. The two bond as they make their way to San Francisco, with Tom relating to Sonic's desire for friends. Sonic creates a bucket list in a Western-themed bar where Tom helps him complete several entries, culminating in a bar fight. Meanwhile, Robotnik discovers that one of Sonic's quills holds an almost limitless amount of energy and plans to capture and use Sonic to empower his machines. Now it's up to Sonic and Tom to evade Robotnik and try to get the bag of rings back before they're ready to take him on. The story is pretty decently well written, as while the plot may be very simplistic and can be easily predictable, and there are some unnecessary product placements and a few weak jokes, but the execution of the plot is pretty decent and well executed and does have some nice nods and references to the games, as well as putting its own spin on some things like how the rings work. And on top of that, the film does have a pretty light-hearted and fun tone, which does give the movie a good amount of heart and charm. The action scenes are pretty exciting, the pacing is pretty solid, and there are some pretty funny jokes. The action scenes of the film are pretty fun and exciting and can even get a bit intense at times, such as Sonic and Tom escaping from the house and Robotnik, the bar fight, Sonic and Tom fending off Robotnik's drones on the highway, Robotnik chasing down across San Francisco and other parts of the world via the rings, and the final showdown between Sonic and Robotnik and Green Hills. The humor of the film is mostly pretty good and well handled, as while there are some weak jokes that aren't that funny. but there are a good amount of jokes and comedic moments that are funny and do get some decent laughs, such as some of the witty and snarky banter and dialogue between the characters, some of the trash talking, some of the gags and visual humor, and the dark humor and occasional adult joke. The film does manage to have a good amount of heart and charm behind it, as there are some heartwarming and charming moments in this, such as the growing bond between Sonic and Tom, Sonic's life on Earth prior to meeting Tom, and some of the references and nods to the games. The production design of the film is pretty solid, as it does do a good job at showing off its value and helping make the movie look pretty good, such as the sets and set pieces being pretty well made and having a great amount of detail. The actual filming locations featured are well utilized, the lighting is very solid, and the costumes, makeup, and clothing are all pretty well crafted. The special effects are pretty well done, as while they may not be the most convincing, they do at least look solid and well crafted, such as the design and animations for Sonic, as well as his speed, Robotnik's drones and robots, as well as his battle pod, the fire and explosions, the destruction, the rings and their portals, the designs and environments for some of the other worlds that are briefly shown, the CG-enhanced backgrounds and environments, the holograms inside Robotnik's mobile base, and more. The characters of the movie are mostly all pretty decent, as while they can be more simplistic and characters like Rachel can get annoying, while others like Lok-Lok could have been explored more by Sonic telling Tom about what she was like, but the rest of the characters are pretty solid and likable, and they do have some good chemistry and dynamics, wit and humor, charm and charisma, and a bit of growth and development, such as the snarky but good-hearted Sonic, who's a pretty likable protagonist, the straight man Tom and his wife Maddie, some of the other side characters like Agent Stone, Wade, JoJo, and Crazy Carl, and the energetic and crazed Robotnik, who's a pretty fun and enjoyable villain. Also, we do get a nice cameo from Tails in the post-credits scene. The acting is pretty solid, as the actors all deliver some great performances, such as Ben Schwartz as Sonic, James Marsden as Tom, Jim Carrey as Robotnik, Tika Sumpter as Maddie, Lee Majdoub as Agent Stone, Adam Pally as Wade, and more. The music by Tom Holkenborg is pretty solid, as it does sound pretty good and well composed, and it does do a good job at capturing the movie's fun, comedic, action-packed, and charming tone. Fun fact, this movie has released a movie sequel on April 8, 2022. The movie sequel has won the 2023 Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards as its favorite movie, even Jim Carrey do playing Dr. Robotnik. He also won the 2023 Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. And also, Paramount Pictures has announced Sonic the Hedgehog movie will have its third part, which will come out this year on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. And for my final verdict, I'm giving this movie a 9.5 out of 10. While it does have a few issues, this is a pretty fun and enjoyable movie that was one of the films that did break the infamous video game movie curse, as this is a nice adaptation of the franchise, and a good watch for fans and general audiences. And that concludes today's episode of my movie review series. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell for notifications, and let me know in the comments below in which movie I'm going to do next. Enjoy your day.